like this tonight, Smitty. We have veteran leadership on both teams. When you were a rookie in the NBA, who was your mentor?
You know, Kevin, this is going to surprise you because everybody looks at guys kind of on the court. My mentor was Manute Bol.
Really?
I played nothing like Manute Bol, but I would tell you, Kevin, he was my mentor. He would grab me by the ear and twist it and tell me what I needed to do as far as a leadership standpoint.
I never would have guessed him, Smitty, never.
Kevin, I walked in with some shorts and a polo shirt in Miami. He grabbed my ear and said, "That's not professional. You better wear a suit." I'm like, Manute, it's 90 degrees. I had to wear a suit every game.
I like that story. And the starting group for the Spurs. Trey Lyles out there with DeRozan. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's DeJounte Murray. And it's Forbes in a shooting guard. And for Los Angeles, Harkless is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Murray outside. The pass to DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, the first 9 seasons of DeMar DeRozan's career in Toronto, it had become home for him. Last season, the adversity of a trade that sent him to San Antonio.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
And that one misses. And, Smitty, a real adjustment for DeRozan, leaving behind the only NBA team he had ever known after so long.
Yeah, he'd been instrumental in taking the Raptors franchise to new heights. A lot of emotions. I think he understands he's going to grow from that experience.
And he sinks the second.
So tough to guard. DeRozan with the strength, the near 40-inch vertical, and he loves to challenge you.
Now here's Beverley, coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. Shoots over Lyles, and it's Beverley missing.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender, right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
DeRozan on the wing. Back to Lyles. Aldridge against Zubac. Murray outside. Offline with his 3. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Harkless. Outside Leonard takes the 3. Forbes with the rebound. For San Antonio, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Can't cash in from close range.
4 shots, 4 misses, and you can sense a certain frustration building.
And that one's good, Leonard. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. And it's off from 3-point range.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Harkless with the steal. It's George on the wing. Rebound San Antonio. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
It was a sizable loss, and it was mostly due to their awful passing and ball control. They just need to use better judgment in this game.
And last season, DeMar DeRozan averaging the lowest rate of 3-point attempts of his career.
Kevin, the Raptors had wanted him to shoot more triples. The Spurs were content to put the ball in his hands and let others provide the spacing.
good from DeMar DeRozan.
A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
Now, here's George. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Minnesota. 5 on the clock. DeRozan against Leonard. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Leonard's got 10 points in the game. And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal. Turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set. And you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you began to compromise spacing.
And it's the Clippers with the ball after the basket by San Antonio. Passes it to George. Takes it out to Leonard. Zubats, bounce pass. For 3. The shot by Harkless, no good. Spurs trail by 4. Over Leonard. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Murray. 6 points for DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan's bread and butter. He has a great feel from the mid-range.
Leonard draws the double. Beverly feeling it out a bit. Pass to Zubats. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
DeRozan against Leonard. DeRozan passes to Aldridge. And the rejection by Zubats. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Here's Murray. Clippers leading by 4 to the inside. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
You have to give it up for Kawhi right now. He is wearing out the defense.
Knocked loose. Lyles kicks to Forbes. Murray outside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
Throw good, Murray. And Murray winning second team all defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
Harrell, he's checked in for Zubats. And so Murray nails both of them.
I can't wait to see Murray reach his full potential. Reason why? Because he has a lot of it.
There's the pass to Leonard. And no good that time. Nice D from DeRozan. Here's Murray. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You know, Steve, we know teams rest guys down the stretch, but what do you think about resting guys mid-season so that they're fresh at the end?
I think if you are a team that's been through these playoff runs, long championship runs, and you still know you have a chance to win, I think it's kind of unfair to us fans when you have a team that might not get to the finals and you're starting to rest guys and there's no benefit at the end. If there's a benefit at the end for the players, organization, and fans, I'm all for it. But if it's not, I don't like to see guys resting.
And you look at all the under-the-radar prospects that have found success with the Spurs, how do they keep hitting on all these players other teams have missed?
They do a great job with their player development. They also do a great job identifying players with great character. They have guys who work extremely hard. They have great coaching, and they teach. But more importantly, what they do, GA, they give you confidence. And that's where I think the Spurs separate from other organizations.
Now here's Williams. 17 points for him last game against Minnesota.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Now here's Murray. Following the miss by Lou Williams. Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Pass to Gay. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And after that game, it was impressive to look at the box score and see the work they did at the free throw line.
That was a concerted effort to try to get to the line as much as possible, and it really made a difference.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harrell. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring to teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Green, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And Landry Shamet subbed in for George. And he makes the first but misses the second.
What I appreciate about Harrell is how hard he's worked on his skill set. The jumper, the post moves, and the passing.
Now here's White. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Charlotte.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
White against Williams. No good on that one. Nice D from DeRozan. San Antonio trailing here. Wants to get it to Gay and does. That puts them in the lead.
Over the years, Rudy Gay has added a lot of bulk to his frame. You see it right there off contact.
Shamet with it. He had 10 points in the win against Minnesota. Green finds Williams. Back to Green. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. Gay outside. Tipped away. And yes, it's good. Now it's a 3-point Spurs lead.
Such a fluid athlete. Rudy dancing on the offensive end, keeping defenders off balance.
Here's Leonard. Misses off the right iron.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
DeRozan. Great D that time from Leonard.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Jakob Poeltl's checked in for San Antonio. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's White. Sweet little floater. And the Spurs lead by 3.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Bounce pass from Williams. Leonard draws the double. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And so it's San Antonio with it. Here are the Spurs with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. White dishes to Pirtle. Walker goes in, and the dunk by Walker.
What vision from Pirtle, getting the pass over to the wide open man.
Clippers trail by 5. Williams looking over the floor. Clippers moving the ball around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And stolen by Gay. White against Williams. To the wing right side. Pass to White. Pirtle with the ball. He kicks it to Carroll. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Now it's a 7-point Spurs lead.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
To the paint, here's Leonard. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got 14 points.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Walker the pass to White. Poked away. Shamet with the steal. From deep, Williams. No good on that one. Spurs leading by 5. Outside, Walker. Shoots over Shamet. Knocked away. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist from Green. 16 points for Leonard.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
White drives in, and that one is good. And the Spurs lead by 5.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Leonard. He had 31 points in the win against Minnesota.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
And the rejection by Harrell. Williams outside. That shot off the mark. Now San Antonio takes it the other way.
And at a certain point, you just have to look to someone else to score for you.
Los Angeles has gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from 3-point range so far in the first. Pass to Leonard. Shoots over Carroll. And Pirtle pulls it down. And here's Gay. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Right back after this break. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and has not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for San Antonio, Hills at point with Bellinelli. They're the backcourt. Rudy Gay is out there with Damari Carroll. And it's Pirtle in at the 5. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. Man, Carroll covering. Just 5 on the clock. Williams, that's for 2. San Antonio with the rebound.
And he has lost all confidence out there. Still not a single field goal made in the game.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge league with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
Mano y mano. This is where it can get a little personal.
Sometimes it's a matter of pride, answering back with a 3 of his own.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Spurs. On Tuesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Williams can't hit.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
The Spurs with the league's longest active playoff streak, 22 years and running, not to mention 5 titles in that span. No wonder the Spurs are viewed as the league's model franchise.
So, for the Clippers, Maurice Harkless is checked in for Green, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Lyles checked in for the Spurs. Bryn Forbes comes in for Damari Carroll. Lyles, and the rejection by Harrell. Here's Beverley, and it's Rudy Gay with the rebound. Gay's got his 4th rebound in this one. Well, Steve, the Spurs are so well run. If they played in a top 5 market, they might be the most popular team in the NBA by now.
You know what, Kevin? They probably would, but this is the way this organization likes it. They like to be quiet and under the radar. They like to sustain success, and they like to build a great culture. At the same time, the small market is really a part of their culture.
Floats it up there for Harrell. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
When Beverley first entered the league, he struggled to read the action in pick and roll. Now it's a different story.
Now here's Mills, defended by Beverley. To the middle. Here's Lyles. Great D that time from Harrell.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Now Beverley. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Mann. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Here's San Antonio. They're on a 14-5 run. Forbes can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 16. Out to the right wing. Mann covered by Lyles. And the pass to Magruder. Passes it to Mann. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Harrell, that's good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Spurs leading by 14. Mills looking it over. Pass to Gay. Now Wiles. Gets an open look and hits. LA has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And Beverly kicks to Magruder. Now here's Harkless. He's covered closely. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against the Hornets.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
Majority of the night, they were in attack mode. Tremendous effort all the way around.
Man, covered by Mills. And that one is off. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Here is Forbes. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
This is what we talk about, valuing each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Rodney Magruder. San Antonio also making some changes. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Murray subbed in for Patty Mills. Here's Harkless. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard.
Oh, that was something else.
That was nasty. Wow, you knew that DeRozan has that in him. Didn't think he'd pull it off in a game, though. No, he's standing 6'11" with a 7'5" wingspan. LaMarcus Aldridge prefers playing power forward, but make no mistake, he has the size to hang with the big dogs at center.
And the Clippers making a change here. Shamet's checked in. And with his height and reach, not many that can block Aldridge's turnaround jumper.
His release on his jump shot is so high. The rainbow arc, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
And Harkless slams it in.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Now here's Murray. He has 6. He feeds it to Aldridge. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's Shamet. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here is Forbes, defended by Harkless. And the rejection by Zubac. Forbes the pass to Murray. Goes back up and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And every so often, Steve, we'll see 2 teammates fighting over a rebound. Do you ever have a teammate upset with you for stealing his rebound?
A lot, Kevin. All the bigs I played with, those guys hated when guards came in. They would elbow you, and if you're on their same team, saying get out of here, especially for a lot of those bigs. It was a lot of rebound incentives in their contract, so they wanted to grab every rebound.
And the first one at the line is good.
And despite a fair amount of turnover, the Clippers have made the playoffs 7 out of the last 8 years.
I am so surprised. When you lose Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan, you expect a complete rebuild. But the team stayed competitive throughout, and now they're well positioned into the future.
And so Murray nails both of them.
The Spurs in a transition period. No Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard, all retired or have moved on. Interesting to see how they stay competitive.
Up top, Zubac. Kicks it to Beverly. Launches a 3, drains the three-pointer.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Steve, the Spurs have great consistency, but you have to wonder, how does this team find its way back into title contention?
Yes, Kevin, great question. Losing Kawhi Leonard, it really hurt the San Antonio Spurs. This organization has to do some soul searching on how that went bad. But how they do it, they have to draft great again. They have to keep developing young players, and that chemistry has to continue to be elite.
Here's Aldridge. And the rejection by Zubac. Shamet. And it's White with the rebound. San Antonio leading by 12. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
And it's sent back by Aldridge.
Aldridge has all the tools to protect the rim. He's only averaged 1 block a game for his career, but he got it done on that play.
Outside, White. Pass to Lyles. Shoots over Zubac. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. San Antonio's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Here's Aldridge. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Love the play call, getting Aldridge something within the flow of the offense.
And George kicks to Zubac. The pass to Shamet. From past the arc, it's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got 6 rebounds here tonight. Murray, the pass to Aldridge. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Outside, White. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the half. Good, nice job down low. And the Spurs lead by 15.
Some people claim that Aldridge is a finesse player, but he can get physical when he wants to.
Passes to Shamet. A rebound by the Spurs. Lyles got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Aldridge kicks to DeRozan. Aldridge down low. Lays it up and banks it in. Aldridge has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
The 3 from George. San Antonio with the rebound. Lyles got rebound number 8 now on the night. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Careless turnover. You lose focus for even a moment in this league. That's the result.
So for the Clippers, JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley. San Antonio also making some changes. Damari Carroll's checked in for Trey Lyles. And it's Lonnie Walker in for DeJounte Murray.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Down low, here's Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George. And that's 18 points for Leonard.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Pass to Aldridge. Over Green. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
Damari Carroll is known very well for his defense, especially his ability to crowd shooters on their release.
And so we wrap up the first half. Spurs lead by 13. We'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. DeMar DeRozan brought his A game early tonight. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
Well, they were really in attack mode. The most telling stat is how many times they got to the free throw line. They weren't all afraid to get their hand and get those elbows dirty. You know I'm a specialist when it comes to the elbows, Ernie.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Clippers.
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers, a very high percentage of those in the first half.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We've got Mo Harkless, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
You see the power right there from Kawhi. Absorbs contact and able to convert right through it. I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
And for Kawhi, he never seems like he's forcing the issue offensively.
I mean, he has studied the post games of Michael Jordan, and being able to score at all 3 levels has made the game easy. With his strength and his turnaround jumper, he can get his shot off with ease.
The offensive rebound. Aldridge, no luck.
Frozen. The guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Beverley, the pass to Leonard. Fade away. It's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Forbes. They get it back. Murray kicks to DeRozan. The 19-footer is on the money. DeRozan's got 13.
That was the first make of the half. 1 for 4 now. Let's see if that gets them going.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Outside, George. Back to Beverley.
You watch some of the best defenders in the league. They're flexible athletes, and Murray has that.
And the dunk by Lyles.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
Pass to George. The shot, no good. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. And Aldridge slams it in.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Inside, here's Harkless. Misses the layup.
Very cool start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
And the dunk by DeRozan.
Well-timed play with a powerful ending. DeMar DeRozan, he went got that one.
Leonard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on DeRozan.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Clippers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And he makes the first. We see it all the time, Smitty. The league doing more to protect the landing zone of shooters, but for some guys, they're using that forward momentum to change that landing spot. What do you think of that?
Kevin, this is a great debate because as an offensive guy, I know you see a guy launching, I might change my shot and start to go forward just in case I can get a foul if it doesn't make the shot. This is a tough call to call. It's going to be like the charge block, I think, in some years to come.
Murray against Beverly. And the rejection by Harrell. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. Some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. 14 points for Gay.
Oh, great ball movement there.
To the left wing. Harrell, the pass to George. Leonard against DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. And Harrell slams it in.
How many times have we seen this? Harrell getting his points in the screen and roll.
Now the pass to Forbes. The Spurs working the ball around now. The 8-footer fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
The Spurs have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for DeRozan. Bellinelli comes in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Mills in for Murray. The free throw drops for Aldridge.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
And it's Beverly missing. And it's Mills with the ball for the Spurs. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. Poeltl finds Mills. Gay outside. Fires from the wing. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's. Great, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
The Clippers have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now. Free throw drops for Leonard.
It's interesting. No free throw attempts for him in the first half. He's finally pushing the action and reaping the reward.
Mills passes to Poeltl. Now here's Bellinelli. He's tightly guarded. Gay scanning the floor. He can't hit that time. AT that time from Leonard. Clippers trail by 20. Floats it up there for Harrell. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Passes it to Mills. It's rebounded by Leonard. The Clippers have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. And again, it's the Clippers missing. San Antonio leading by 20. Here's Gay. The putback.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now here's Beverly, covered by Mills. Here's Leonard. Money from the wing. Leonard's got 12 now in this quarter.
And this team's struggles are not his fault. He's putting in work at the offensive end.
Mills can't hit. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Mills with the steal. The dish now to Aldridge. Now here's Mills. Defense right on him. Takes the 13-footer. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Mills has got 9 points.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
Now here's Beverly, covered by Mills. And that one's good. Beverly, he has 5.
You talk about a player who never backs down. Beverly unbothered by the good D.
Mills passes to Aldridge. Back to Mills. Down low. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, Steve, it doesn't matter how they do it, but there are some players, as you know, that can get into another player's head. I guess like a Dennis Rodman, but there are a lot of them now that play and use that tactic.
Shooting too.
Yeah, Draymond Green, Kevin, Patrick Beverly, Chris Paul, I think is one of those guys. PJ Tucker, he doesn't really talk, but he has a lot of antics. There's a lot of guys that like to get in your head. Also, Joel Embiid is one. He does it extremely well.
A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Leonard finds Williams. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
Smooth shooting motion from distance. Williams making it look easy.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Landry Shamet. That's his first foul. Pass to Pirtle. Spurs passing it around. From deep, Walker doesn't go for him. And the Clippers will come the other way. Leonard with no one around. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Williams against White. Pass to Carroll. To the wing on the left. Here's Aldridge. Nails the wide open jump shot. Aldridge has got 14 points for the game.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
On the wing, Williams. White covering. Williams can't get it to go.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Shamet with it. He's got 7. On the wing, Williams. White covering. Harrell kicks to Leonard. And there's the pass to Williams. Walker with some nice D. Spurs leading by 17. And here's Carroll. Pass to Pirtle. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Walker outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Walker's got his second basket of the night. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. To the inside, Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Flexing at the rack. Leonard doing what he can to fire up his teammates.
Right the pass to Carroll. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. And that'll be his third foul so far. San Antonio making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in. Here's White. 8 points for him. Fires from 14, and it's off the back rim. No good. Shamet on the wing. Aldridge is covering. And it's Harrell missing. Spurs leading by 18. Pass to DeRozan. Got a piece of it. Now Williams. He has 6. To the middle. Here's Leonard. The rebound by the Spurs. Outside, White. He kicks it to Aldridge. Back to White. Five to shoot. He dishes it to Carroll. Over Harrell.
And for a big guy, Harrell's quick off his feet. He can block shots inside and on the perimeter.
San Antonio's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. DeRozan's shot is off.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
San Antonio's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points on a deep ball for them tonight. Shots good by Walker. Clippers trail by 20.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Harrell kicks to Leonard. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. Pass to Aldridge. Outside, White. It's deflected. Leonard with the steal. Here's Williams. Can't connect. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the court for San Antonio. Trey Lyles out there with Damari Carroll. Then it's DeRozan. Then there's Derek White. And it's Walker in at the 2. The pass to Carroll. And it's blocked. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. That's his first foul. You know, Smitty, Commissioner Adam Silver has been outspoken in saying there will be a female NBA head coach, and he says it's on him to help it happen sooner than later. And, Steve, we already see many women in various categories in the NBA all over the league right now.
So true, Kevin. I love the diversity, and it's much needed in our league. And I would say Adam Silver has done a great job of taking us in that direction.
Here's Williams. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Not to be denied, you see the defender closing out. Williams pays him no mind.
Outside DeRozan. Lyles inside, working on Zubats. Lyles passes to Murray. Just 5 to shoot. Here's DeRozan. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Back to George. Shoots over Walker, and it's George missing.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
To the paint, Harkless with the steal. And it's George missing. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Spurs. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Murray against Williams, knocks it loose. Murray kicks to Walker. 18 feet out. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got 8 rebounds in this game. Williams against Murray. Here's Zubac, back to Williams. And the Clippers miss again. Murray surveying the D. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Williams. Passes it to Harkless. And Harkless slams it in.
Great pass by Lou. He's such a good scorer. That allows him to draw the defensive attention away from his teammates.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Lou Williams has been a weapon off the bench for so long, and he has won 6th Man of the Year multiple times.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Spurs leading by 18. And for Lou Williams, he is just instant offense when you bring him Smitty into the game.
And a lot of that is just his mindset. Lou Williams, once he's checked in, he is attacking at every given opportunity. Not everyone can be successful off the bench, but Lou Williams has made a career of it.
Right side, George. Lets the 3 fly. Buries the long-range jumper.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. And that one, good.
Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Rodney McGruder's checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Williams. That free throw good from George. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Nice job. Those passes have to be right on the money around the painted area.
The 3. DeRozan with the rebound. DeRozan's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Pass to Zubac. Here's Magruder. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And that's his fourth, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Leonard, he's checked in for Rodney Magruder. San Antonio leading by 18. Murray outside. Inside. Here's Lyles. Again, the Spurs good for two.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And George, here we go. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. You know, Smitty, the NBA more active now in developing players before they enter the NBA. Not just the fundamentals, but the values of the game.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. The league has been taking a hands-on approach. There's nothing wrong with teaching the next generation life lessons about the sport and through the sport.
First one falls for him.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
And so he makes both from the line. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Spurs. Outside DeRozan. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
The man is not timid. DeRozan's become one of the game's more prolific scorers, and he's showing it all tonight.
Leonard, the pass to Zubac. And they're running. DeRozan with it. Leonard picks him up. Shots good by Lyles. Lyles got 6 here in this quarter.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
Here's Harkless. That one's not going to go. And the Spurs going the other way now. To the inside. Ford. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
No NBA offense is requiring spacing, and Bryn Forbes, a shooter who could not be left open.
Not at all. He's a gunner, still rounding out his game, but the foundation laid is with his marksmanship.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Harkless. Robinson is subbed in for George.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
And the Spurs with some changes. Medu, he's checked in for Aldridge. Bellinelli comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for Murray. Good.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for JaMychal Green. Reese Harkless comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Paul George is subbed in for Robinson. And San Antonio also making a switch. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Medu. On defense, the Clippers. Mills can't hit.
He's been of no help stretching the floor tonight. Just 1 3 in the first half. Nothing in the second.
And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 16-7 run.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Left side, George. Harkless on the wing. Leonard against Bellinelli. Well, we know, Steve, the NBA looking at lowering the draft eligibility age from 19 to 18. The one-and-dones would be gone. You like the move?
I do like the move, Kevin. I would just love to have a lot of things in place for these younger guys, whether they're 18, 19, some guys at 25. Just something in place to help these guys, especially some of the things they're having problems with off the court and also financially. Have some kind of third eye to be able to help these guys.
And this is where the G League comes into play, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
And he knocks down the first one. Steve, the G League is now offering select contracts worth $125,000. They want to attract prospects straight out of high school. What do you think of that?
You know, I like it, Kevin, and I think I'd love to see that number go up and up, and I like the opportunity for some of those guys to be able to go straight out of high school. It's good for some, it's bad for others, but I think you have to give those guys that opportunity.
Pass to Aldridge. Over Harrell. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Floats it up there for Harrell. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Boy, he is continuing to evolve. Harrell reading that situation perfectly, making himself an asset as a scorer.
Outside DeRozan. No good from outside. Clippers trail by 20. Here's George. Again, Los Angeles.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Very nice stretch from them, but the reason why they're not into this game, they have to get some stops.
White with it, guarded now by Harkless. And White kicks to Forbes. 6 to shoot. The pass to DeRozan. Over Leonard. And it's DeRozan missing.
Oh, just incredible, that spin. Shook him loose from the defender, but he just couldn't gather his balance there to follow through with the shot.
Outside, White. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup. Clippers have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Leonard, the pass to Beverly, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Patrick Beverly is an irritant. You hate playing against him, love playing with him.
No good on that one.
Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverly. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. He hits the second from the line. And Smitty, with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
Leonard against DeRozan, down to 5 on the shot clock, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan. Clippers trail by 19. Now here's Beverly. It's hauled in by Lyles. White looking around. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse. And the Spurs lead by 21.
I'll tell you, Forbes doesn't spend a lot of time in the paint, but that was a convincing move.
Leonard draws the double, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Injuries pressing Derek White into a much bigger role in year 2. Yeah, but you know what, Smitty? He rose to the occasion.
You know, I love him. He has great size at 6'4" for a point guard. Good instincts. He can shoot. He can create. I love his versatility.
first free throw is good. Steve, for players, success brings so many opportunities, but sometimes the glitz and the glamour and the lifestyle get in the way of success on the basketball court.
You know it does, Kevin. A lot of these guys have a lot of things going off the court, and you want to encourage that. It's just when anything off the court starts to affect on the court, then it becomes a problem. Some guys can handle it from the beginning. Others need to mature before they can find that balance.
Outside DeRozan, just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Leonard. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
One of the biggest progressions for DeMar DeRozan. Now can create a shot off the dribble in a variety of ways.
Beverly with the ball. Kicks to Harkless. Here's George. And the shot is long.
Decent look from mid-range, but there may have been a better option for them in that set.
White against Beverly, and the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Both teams will make substitutions. Steve, how do you feel about the top college players getting some sort of compensation for their work?
You know, I don't know about top college players, Kevin. I think if you're going to do it, it has to be all college players because it's a team. And I think if you look at it, some of the ways I would love to see it, if those guys can get health insurance benefits, if they can get a longer time to finish their education, I love that type of compensation.
The free throw drops for Poeltl.
What you love about Jakob Poeltl is his size, a 7-footer who plays hard on both ends of the floor.
And he can't hit the second.
The defensive impact of Jakob Poeltl giving the Spurs a boost. Great timing and instincts as a shot blocker.
Robinson passes to Mann, pulls it up. Los Angeles with another miss. San Antonio leading by 22.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Spurs.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split 2 games apiece.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Rudy Gay.
You know what stood out to me was the anticipation defensively. He sensed what the offense wanted to run, then found ways to disrupt that and cause turnovers.
Outside, Walker lets it go from deep, drills the three-pointer.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
Robinson kicks to Zubats. Mann covered by Mills. 4 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, the rebound by the Spurs. And here is Bellinelli. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, this team is playing well together.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and